Shalom.
Shalom.
First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kakwadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone that rule well. Peace and salutations to all the Akim out there on the four corners, teaching truth and sincerity. It's the Stasha Kwamath of the GMS Dallas camp, here with the brother, the brother Rock. Hey man, through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, the spirit has been calling for us to press the button, man. So it's so much going on in today's, society, man. Holy hell is about to be unleashed. You got the MOTB, which is being formed. You have the wars and rumors of wars. People are bugging out all around. Okay, you got the red versus the blue, the Dems versus the Republicans.
Civil War brewing.
The Civil War is brewing. All right, and it's so much but so little at the same time. They're crossing party lines. Okay, and that's all the will, strength, and power you have by Shemel Shai. All right,
Yep.
So but without further ado, you got something to go in?
I got a couple.
Baba Shot.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 55 and verse. Let me see real quick. It's Isaiah chapter 55, and I'm gonna start at verse 6. It says, "Seek ye the Lord while he may be found; call ye upon him while he is near." All right, and that's going into the sense of urgency.
Mm-hmm.
There's a shot clock on this thing. This is not this grace period that the Lord gave us was not an unlimited amount of time. All right, it's all according to how much time that Yahweh Shemel Shai allotted.
Good.
All right, and he didn't give us an exact number. Right, he didn't give us an exact date.
Oh.
All right, which means that when you come into this thing, when you hear the word, there's supposed to be a sense of urgency.
You have to be quickened.
Yep, you have to be quickened. Like the scriptures say, let him that runneth, that readeth it.
Yep.
So once you hear this thing, boom, you taking off into a sprint, man. All right, now that sprint we know turns into more of a marathon, right? You pace yourself, right? But we in the times now where it's time to kick it into high gear.
Yeah.
Like the elder's been saying, it's not time to get weak. It's time to double down.
Because being weak can put you in the mindset of being lackadaisical. All right, and you're not willing to do the things you're settled on your leads. Like these other camps, they're settled on their leads. They want to see something act here in Esau's kingdom. Okay, they're not seeking for the kingdom to come. Okay, but you got it.
Do you have any precepts? No, I'm chilling.
I was gonna pull that Sirach chapter 23 and 1. Sorry.
You good?
This is Sirach chapter 23 verse 1. It says, "O Yahweh, by Shemel Shai, Father and Governor of all my whole life, leave me not to their counsel, and let me not fall by them." Going into Esau, Edom, but mainly our own people. All right, because in these times to come, what we see through our eyes, and then what we see through our heavenly eye, we see all this hell coming, that's about to befall the men of Yahweh Shemel Shai. I'll continue. It says, "Who will set scourges over my thoughts, and the discipline of wisdom over mine heart, that they spare me not for my ignorance, and let not my sin pass." Salakia. I'll read that again. It says that they spare me not for my ignorance, and it pass not by my sins. All right, because in this time, in this shot clock that was started, that was a time for us to get right. So we're not held accountable for the shit that's coming, right? And it's a time for us to talk to the people and tell them that they have to get right as well. Okay. It says, "Lest my ignorance increase and my sin abound to my destruction, and I fall before my enemies, um, uh, and my enemies rejoice over me, whose hope is far from thy mercy." All right. And I read that because Esau is looking to cast us down. All right. 2/3 of our own people are looking to cast us down as well. Okay. Now, we were given a set number, that we don't even know. All right. But it's all through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Shemel Shai, that will give us the increase in the last end. All right.
Yep. Khan, you still have that?
Nah.
Could you read that part where it talks about the ignorances? You read that part again, Bob?
Khan. It says, "Who will scourges over my thoughts and the discipline of wisdom over mine heart, that they spare me not for my ignorance, and pass not by my sins." Continue. It says, "Lest my ignorance increase and my sins abound to my destruction, and I fall before mine adversaries."
Right, and that's what's getting ready to happen to 2/3 of our people. Most people during this grace period, they chose to remain ignorant. That's why Hosea 4:6, my people destroyed for a lack of knowledge. All right, and this is in an era where knowledge has been readily available. What is that in Daniel where it talks about they shall run to and fro and knowledge shall increase? So here it is. The Lord has multiplied the prophets. Not only did he raise up the prophets, but he brought in, the younger brothers, right? He multiplied the men of the Lord, right? He created the internet. He created AI. He created all these tools for individuals to inquire and seek him, all right? And Jake, most of our people still, they shunned him. They pulled the shoulder. But guess what? Like the precept the brother just read, there's a dire penalty for that.
Yeah.
That's not going to go overlooked, and that's why we going into this, because the plagues, all right, the famine, the pestilence, the destruction, the great death, all of that is getting ready to touch these people. Now we are here, and we're gonna be touched to a certain extent as well, all right. But like the precept said, we've been disciplined. Wisdom has been disciplining us.
Yeah.
We've been marinating in the fear of the Lord.
It said, "Who shall set?" So like, let me pull it again. It said, "Who will set discipline over mine heart?" Going into wisdom abiding with you. All right. And everybody cannot acquire wisdom unless it's given unto you from Yahweh Shemel Shai. All right. So, because it's going to be given unto you from another man that that is going through the same thing that you are, which is your brother. But you got it.
Khan, this is let me get this real quick. This is 1 Peter chapter 4, and I'm gonna read verse 7, and then I'm gonna jump down. This is 1 Peter chapter 4, and let me see real quick. It says, 1 Peter chapter, actually I'm gonna read chapter 1, I'm gonna read verse 7. It says, verse 6, it says, "Wherein you greatly rejoice, though now for a season, if need be, you are in heaviness through manifold temptations." All right, and that's the straight gate in these times. Like when you go into the Old Testament, or not the Old Testament, when you go into the times of the of Acts, right, the times of the apostles. All right, the Lord increased, right, the disciples. He Luke 24:44. He expounded on their understanding of the scriptures. All right, he boosted them up, but after they were boosted up, they were tried, they were tested. All right, and in the midst of that, they went from glory to glory, and that's getting ready to happen all over again. Let me read this next verse. 1 Peter 1 and chapter 7. It says that the trial of your faith, all right, and that's what we're about to showcase. Like in the title of the video, it says that the time for talking is about up. It's time to showcase. All right, and what are we putting on display? We're going to put on display faith. Abaratazah, man. All right, that's what the Lord said He was looking for. Right, what's the one precept? Shall He find faith on the earth? All right, we're not looking to show off how mighty we are in the flesh. We're not looking to show off how smart we are in the flesh. We're looking to put on display the faith and the trust that we have in our power, man.
Yeah, because we are nothing but worms. We are the lowest, thing upon this earth. All right, and we need someone to protect us, which is Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai. Okay.
Can I finish this out?
Go ahead.
This is 1 Peter chapter 1 and verse 7. It says that the trial of your faith being much more precious than of gold that perisheth, right? Because when you read about faith, a chapter that I feel like I say every lesson, Hebrews 11. When you read about faith, faith is what allowed all of our forefathers to obtain, what they obtained, man. From Abraham to Noah, right, to Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, right? Faith is how we conquered. Faith is how we got where we are, So let me read this again. It says that the trial of your faith being much more precious than of gold that perisheth, though it be tried with fire, might be found unto praise and honor and glory at the appearing of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. And that's what's going to be remembered. Lord willing, we make it to the end on the other side in the kingdom. The elect and the remnant are going to be known for the faith that they put on display. Second Ezra 2, those that stood stiffly. You got something?
Well, I was going to pull that Hebrews chapter 11 verse 6 because faith was a gift given unto us from Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai.
I'm going to read it for you. You can speak on it. This is Hebrews chapter 11 and verse 6. It says, but without faith, it is impossible to please him, for he that cometh to Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him.
See, without faith, it's impossible to please him. All right, that's why whenever the brother read how faith was more precious than gold, because it's something that can't be had on this side lest you have Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai. Okay, again, it has to be given unto you from birth. All right, so your faith has to be built up from the moment that you came into this world.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. And if I may, when you're a man, that's what you want out of your woman. Or if you're like if you let's say you got a job right now, right? You in a management position or you in a leadership position, right? You want your subordinates to believe in what you got going on, to believe in the directives and things that you put into place. There's nothing more annoying than the individuals who don't believe. And that's why the Lord is getting ready to do Jake Grimy.
A culling.
A culling.
Yeah, culling.
Like it says in, what is that, 2 Ezra 15? Behold my people as led as a sheep to the slaughter. Y'all get slaughtered. Y'all going, y'all getting slaughtered for a reason. Okay? It's because y'all lack faith. And ultimately, again, man, when it comes to rulership, it's the same thing. Right? It's the same thing. When you a king and you setting up a government, you need your officials to have faith. You need them to believe in what you got going on, man.
And that's that Sirach 10, because as the officers are, so are the people. All right, loosely paraphrasing. Because everybody has to be down with the same program.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yep.
If you going any other way, you need to be taken out the way. Okay. So we can all get to our destination.
Yep.
All right. And what's our destination? The kingdom of heaven. And how is that going to happen? Through great tribulation. Shall we enter into the kingdom of heaven? So,
can I throw you something?
Bible shot.
And you can speak on it. This is Ephesians chapter 4 and verse 4. And matter of fact, let me start verse 3. It says, endeavoring to keep the unity of the Spirit in the bond of peace, there is one body and one Spirit, even as you are called in one hope of your calling. One Lord, one faith, and one baptism.
So there's no other way There is no other subjective way. I really wanted you to get that word.
Which word?
Read it again.
This is Ephesians chapter 4 and verse 3 and 4. It says endeavoring. Kind. Let me pull it up on the screen real quick.
You know, because like there's no other way.
Yeah.
This is this is going to be something that is going to put the whole world on notice.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. This is that word endeavoring. Strong's G4704 spadazo. I'm gonna play it.
Strong's G4704
spadazo. It says to hasten, to make haste, to exert oneself, give diligence, to make effort, to be prompt. All right, and that goes into what we were kind of talking about a second ago. You know, that's one of the telltale signs. You know, when we out teaching and preaching, you know, there's a certain promptness. Like there's a certain, you can see when Jake gets like the urgency of this thing.
Yep.
The time is short. You know, and the Lord is speeding up the days. I don't know if y'all can tell,
bro. Hey,
you know what I mean?
Hey, days turn to hours, and hours turn to minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So you go to sleep one day, you wake up, you know, not even comprehending of what's going on, especially in this the news and everything, the wars and rumors of wars. That this is speeding up so quickly. You know, a rumor could possibly turn into
reality
quick,
like that.
You know. So, but all this is through Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. He's speeding up the time for the elect's sake.
Yep.
All right, because if he didn't do it, the elect wouldn't be saved.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
We stuck in this bullshit.
Yep. That makes me think about a couple precepts. Scriptures going to measuring the time
diligently in itself.
Right, measuring the time diligently in itself, but also redeeming time.
Yeah, redeeming the time.
You know, like the brother said, you should be privy. Like you should feel the Lord speeding it up, and you should be moving accordingly.
Yep.
You know, like like case in point, the Apostle Paul liked to run in the race.
Yep.
You know, when you get towards the end of the track, right, and you can see the damn finish line.
Yeah.
Like, hey, lock in.
Hey,
empty the tank.
Because that makes me think of those marathon runners. They some of them see it and they go, oh, I'm almost done.
Mm-hmm.
You know, some of them see it and they're like, oh, I'm almost done, and they get that burst. They get that third and second win. You know, and that's how Yahweh Bashim Yahushua wants us to be. All right, because like for the longest, people have been in that mindset of it's not gonna come in my time. Yeah, you know, they've been in that mindset of it's there, but it's not gonna affect me. Mm-hmm. All right, now it's right there in front of you. Mm-hmm. All right, and if you don't push, you're about to go through holy hell. Yep. You're about to because you're not gonna be able to endure that. You know.
You might read some of this?
Off the shot.
I mean, cut you off though.
No, you good.
This is and you got it. It's 2 Peter chapter 3, because like you said, people are in this spirit right here. 2 Peter 3 and 8. It says, "But beloved, be not ignorant of this one thing, that the day of the Lord is as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years as one day. The Lord is not slack concerning his promise, as some men count slackness, but is long suffering to usward, not willing that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance." And I just wanted to get that point that you made. You know, the Lord is not operating on the timing of mere mortals. The Lord is operating on his own playing field. All right. So when we meet individuals, right, that think everything is just going to keep going how it's going, all right, they are sadly mistaken.
And if I may say, if I meet an individual that's in that mindset, get the fuck away from me. I don't want to be around you.
Right. Because
you're in that dead state of mind. You know? Like, bro, like, do you not see the things that are happening in front of you? Mm-hmm. Like, and like that pisses me off. Because you have such lack of faith that you don't believe in Yahweh Shimei Shai, that you want to go back into this fucking world.
Yep.
So
Yep. This is verse 10. It says, "But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in which the heavens will pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat."
So what does a thief do? A thief comes in when you least expect it.
Yep.
Okay? If I'm a thief and I see you got something that I desire, okay, and you over there talking to Eve,
Yep.
you know, I'm going to get you.
Yep.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
Because you ain't going to see me coming.
Mm-hmm.
Or, you know, it can also be likened unto another brother taking you out this truth and stealing your crown.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but
if I may, the scriptures talk about how the Lord is a stone of stumbling and a rock of offense. You know, like in boxing, for example, they always say it's not the hardest punch that necessarily be hurting, it's the punch you didn't see coming. You know, and like that's what Yahweh Shemel Shai has got for you people. It's the punch that y'all don't see coming. Now people can, you know, people can sense generally that something is kind of off. Right, that shit is kind of getting, that life here in Babylon the Great is getting shitty, but they don't fully understand how bad Babylon the Great is about to go out. Yeah, how about Shemel Shai is about to put on a show here in Babylon the Great, and part of that show is the elect and the remnant displaying the faith in which we were given. Now, if you don't have anything, I did want to get the definition real quick.
You got that.
This is the definition of showcase. When you look it up on the Cambridge, it says a situation or event that makes it possible for the best features of something to be seen.
Woo!
You know. So let me read this again, and then I got a couple precepts because again, like we're going into, this situation that we see in front of us was created by Yahweh Shemel Shai. All right, but it was created to bring forth that gold, that faith that the Lord is trying with fire. All right, which is ultimately within the elect. Okay, let me read this real quick. This is 1 Corinthians. Let me type it in, pull it up. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 3, and I'm gonna jump down to verse 13 real quick. Okay, because we're not taking nothing with us, like through the straight gate, right? Enduring to the end. This flesh is gonna be gone. The only thing that's gonna be left is your spirit, all right, and the faith that you put on display. You know, this is 1 Corinthians 3 and verse 13. It says, "Every man's work shall be made manifest." Okay, and the word manifest means to make clear,
to make known.
To make known. It says, "For the day shall declare it." All right, what day? All right, the day of the Lord, which isn't just one day; it's a whole period of time. It's experience.
Just like Babylon the Great, you know, was a whole period of time.
Yep.
You know, but you got it.
It says, because I'm reading, start from the top again. 1 Corinthians 3 and 13. It says, "Every man's work shall be made manifest, for the day shall declare it, because it shall be revealed by fire, and the fire shall try every man's work of what sort it is." All right, and that work is primarily dealing with not only the work in the form of what you was teaching and what you was preaching, but also the inner work.
Yep.
You know, another precept that I was going to bring out was James 1, be ye doers of the word,
not just hearers only.
and not hearers only. Okay, if you haven't been actually putting your best foot forward and applying these scriptures to the best of your ability, then you're not going to have what it takes to endure all hell breaking loose, to endure persecution, to endure your family members turning on you, all right, etc. You know, you had anything?
Well, I was just going to say, because you're not just going to snap into a Slim Jim and like take on all comers. All right, you're a man in this polluted world.
Yep.
Okay, if your mind is not aligned with how Shemel Shai, you know, you're not gonna be able to stand in that day like you're beautifully going into. But you got
I got another one, and we can wrap up with this. This is Luke chapter 6, and I'm going to start at verse 46. All right, in the header of these verses, it says builders and foundations. All right, builders and foundations. It says, Luke 6 and 46, it says, and why call ye me Lord, Lord, and do not the things which I say? Okay, and man, that's running rampant all over Israel, man. Like we were going into the lesson yesterday for class. All right, Jake teaching, that the Holy Spirit comes by the law.
Man.
Right? When did how should I say that, man? Where do you see that in the Paul's writings, Peter's writing, James? Where do you see that at? It's not in there. All right, because you got a multitude of individuals holding Bibles, but really
not knowing shit.
They don't know shit. And all they're interested in really is keeping likes, attention. This is verse 47. It says, whosoever cometh to me and heareth my sayings and doeth them, I will show you to whom he is like. He is like a man which built an house and digged deep. All right, and that's something you got to do too in this thing.
Yeah,
you got to dig deep. And if you've ever actually dug trenches in real life, that shit is hard. That shit is very laborious.
Yeah, because it's like because the deeper you go, the harder the soil is, and then the more strength you need to bring it to the surface.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so and don't forget there is bedrock. Okay.
Yeah.
So if you don't have an excavator, which is this truth, this is the excavator. This is what's pulling up and setting the foundation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to get it.
Yep.
But
scriptures talk about hate not laborious work.
Yep.
That's not just you work hard at your job. It's the inner work. Like the scriptures talk about how we are the Lord's workmanship.
Mm-hmm.
All right. The Lord has basically set up shop on each one of us in each brother's own particular way. So let me read this again. Luke 6 and 48. It says, he is like a man which built a house and digged deep and laid the foundation on a rock. And when the flood arose, all right, and the flood basically represents, all hell, the enemy coming in like a flood, a persecution, tribulation, all right, an overwhelming force, all right. It says, and when the flood arose, the stream beat vehemently upon that house, meaning that it wasn't just some raindrops.
No, it was a tundra.
Yeah.
A tundra rain.
Yep.
And
hurricane.
Yep. Yeah.
Yep. Which requires your foundation to be on point,
or else it's going to get swept away.
Exactly. It says, and when the flood arose, the stream beat vehemently upon that house and could not shake it, for it was founded upon a rock.
Mm.
All right, and that rock represents Yahushua. All right, and the house of David as well, because Peter, the word when you go into Peter, who is David through the Spirit, right? His name means rock. All right, verse 49, it says, but he that heareth and doeth not is like a man that without a foundation built an house upon the earth, against which the stream did beat vehemently, and immediately it fell, and the ruin of that house was great. All right, and for the most part, we're still in the times where, all right, like this metaphor is going into, or the way the Lord is breaking this down. All right, we see houses, right? We see these other so-called Israelite camps teaching, right? We see them with with their videos. They got their channels. Right, you got a lot of niggas talking shit on the internet, right? So we see the houses, all right, but is there an actual foundation underneath that house?
I mean,
that's the question that's about to get answered through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Shem El Shah. And we pray that we got that foundation under our house.
Because like you're saying, it's like, what did you build on?
Yep.
Yep. And I'm talking to myself. But through visual, and through spiritual, you can see how every man is built. Some it's just like the three little pigs. Some people built with straw, some people built with rock, some people built with a stick. Yes, there's platform houses. But whenever that storm comes, like you said, how and who is going to stand.
Yep.
But hey, you got it.
Hey, so I believe the point was made on that. It's time to lock in, and it's time to showcase, man. If you are a sincere brother that's been doing things that Yahweh Shem Yahushua asked you to do, all right, be confident in that, because it's going to take confidence it's going to take faith and confidence in Yahweh Shem Yahushua and the work that you did during this grace period to make it through these times we're about to go through. So if you didn't have anything else, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem B'Kakwadash. Double honors again to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that taught us this truth. And shalom to the next lesson.
Shalom and shalom.